Hello class 6, welcome back. Children, this is your 8th assignment. After your 8th assignment, you will be having your summer holidays. So your summer holidays will be starting from the 13th of June till the 4th of July. And you'll be getting your 9th assignment from the 5th of July most probably. Okay. Now many of the children are there who have not submitted even a single assignment of English, neither literature nor language. So this is especially for those students. Children, you have your summer holidays to complete your assignments. Okay, I'll be waiting for your assignments during your summer holidays also. You have ample time with you. You can watch each video of mine, because in each video you will be getting answers of your assignment. Okay, so in case you do not know the answers, you can watch those videos and then do your assignment. When it comes to your English language, I do not want to hear the excuse that we do not have a language book, because every day the bookseller is opening, he's keeping his shop open till 1 p.m. sorry, from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. So you have got time from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. to go to that bookseller and ask for your grammar book. In case the bookseller is not able to provide you your grammar book, you need to inform me and your school principal about it. Okay, and if possible, you can also order your grammar book online like I did. My son's biology book was not available, so I had to order it online and it came within a week. Okay, so this excuse that I'm not able to get my language book, the bookseller is not providing my language book, doesn't matter, because you have got online, you have got Amazon also, online shopping also, from where you can order your grammar book. The only thing that you have to remember is the name of your book, and the name of your book is Modern English Grammar and Composition 6 by Crystal Book Publication. Okay, and maximum what you can do is you can even write the name of the author, that is Saurav Tyagi and Arun Sharma. Okay, so once your holidays are over, I will not accept this excuse of you not having your grammar book. I have given you both the ways. First, either you ask your bookseller to provide you the book. If that's not possible, then you go to your principal, because he'll be able to ask from the publisher to publish, to send the books. And even if that is not possible, if that is not done, then you can order your grammar book online also through Amazon, and it will reach you within a week or so, depending upon the lockdown conditions, okay, situation. So you have your summer holidays, you have the time till summer holidays to complete your pending work. I have mailed each and every student personally about which assignment they have to send. There are certain students who have to submit all the 8 assignments. Okay, and there are certain students who have submitted few of the assignments and forgot to submit few. So I have mailed you personally also which all assignment numbers you have to submit. Okay, so you just go through your mail and see if there's any mail from my side related to the assignment. Just read that mail and see which assignment number I have asked you to submit. So do that as soon as possible. Okay, now coming to today's class, today I'll be taking up a topic which you have been studying since class 1, and in Hindi we call it Sangya, and in English we call it nouns. Children, you have been studying about nouns since class 1, and I'm sure by now you must be quite aware of, you must be knowing what the definition of noun is. We call noun Sangya in Hindi, right? So what is a noun? Noun is the name of a person, a place, an animal, or a thing. For example, the cat jumped upon the table. So there are two nouns used in this sentence. One is a cat and one is a table. Okay. Similarly, an example of I saw a pride of lions. Now here again you have got two nouns. One is pride and one is lion. Pride stands for a group of lions. Okay. So noun in general is a name given to a person, a place, an animal or a thing. It's a name of a person, a place or animal or a thing. But to be more specific, we can divide nouns into different types. There are different types of nouns. All in all, there are 5 types of nouns. Okay, we'll be starting with the first type, that is common noun. The first type of noun is called the common noun. Now, just by reading the word common, you can understand that a name that is common for a lot many things, a lot many people is called a common noun. A name which can be applied, which is applicable to a large number of places, a large number of people or animals or things is called a common noun. It is not confined to a particular area or to a particular country, but something which can be found all over the world, something which is common all over the world, that comes under the category of common noun. For example, boy. You will find boys all over the world. Okay, girls. Every family has got a grandfather, a grandmother, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts. So you will find these relations all over the world. Similarly, when it comes to professions like doctor, engineer, or architect, or a singer, or a tailor, a barber. So these all are found all over the world. So these are very common. So something which is common, something which can be found all over the world, such names come under common nouns. For example, dog. You will find dog everywhere, no matter how hot or how cold that area is. Similarly, you will find trees also. When it comes to a profession, you will find doctors all over the world. Okay. Similarly, you will find a tailor all over the world. It's not that only in India you will find tailors. You will find tailors in Pakistan also. You will find tailors in America also, in Germany also, in European countries also. Okay. So such names which can be applied, which are applicable all over the world for a person, place, animal or thing of the same kind, they are called common nouns. Okay. Names of animals like elephant, tiger, giraffe, fish, names of fish like a whale, a shark. These are very common. Okay. So sharks are found in the sea. Similarly, whales are also found in Arctic region and Antarctic region, or octopus or seashells. Okay, so these kind of marine animals, they also come under common noun because they are found in many places. So something which can be found, which is common and can be found in a lot of places, comes under common noun. Okay. The second kind of noun is proper noun. Proper noun stands for the names that are given to a specific person, a specific place, a specific thing. Okay, so those names are called proper nouns. Okay, for example, if I say I met a boy, so that boy can be anyone. Okay, you are talking about in general, a boy in general. But if I take a special name, a name which was given to that person by his parents or grandparents, then that name by which I am identifying that man, that boy, becomes the proper noun. For example, I met Ashish. Now Ashish is but obvious name of a boy. So by saying that special name, I am identifying the person whom I met yesterday on my way to home. Okay, so proper nouns are special names given to a person, a place, an animal or thing. If I say, oh, I went to a city means it can be any city. It can be Delhi also, it can be Jaipur also, it can be Udaipur also, it can be Pune also. Okay, so city is a common noun. But when I say I went to Udaipur during holidays, then that Udaipur name is the proper name of the city. It is telling you the exact city where I went for holidays. Okay, so proper names are names which are given to a special person, to a specific person, a special name used to identify a special person, a special animal, a special thing, or a special place. For example, mangoes. Mango word itself is a common noun. But there are varieties of mangoes, like there's a Dasheri mango, there's an Alfonso mango. So when you say, oh, I love Alfonso mango, so that Alfonso becomes the proper name of the mango which I like. Okay, so proper nouns are special names given to people, place, animals or things. The third kind of noun is called a collective noun. Collective means a name that is given to a group of people or a group of animals or a group of things. For example, oh, I lost my bunch of keys. Now, bunch here is a collective word. Bunch of keys. Here, bunch is the collective noun. I had got a ring in which there were multiple keys. So that collection of keys in a ring is called a bunch of keys. Okay, similarly, like I said before, a pride of lions. Okay, a pride of lions. Here, pride is the collective noun which is telling you that you have seen a group of lions. Okay, similarly, you can also say a swarm of bees. Swarm of bees. So when you see a huge group of bees flying around, you don't say, oh, see how many bees are there. You say, I saw a swarm of bees. So basically, collective noun stands for a collection of something. Nouns, names that is given to a group of, a collection of something which is common. For example, a collection of books, a collection of keys, a collection of flowers. What do you call a collection of flowers? A bouquet. Okay, you present a bouquet of flowers to somebody. Okay, so that bouquet stands for a collection of flowers. Similarly, other words such as a litter of puppies, or a troop of monkeys, or a convoy of camel. Okay, so a convoy, litter, these are the words which are used for a group of, or a collection of, a group of puppies or a group of camels going on together. Okay, so collective nouns are nouns which are given to people, a group of people, a group of animals, or a group of things which have something common in them. Okay, the fourth kind of noun is called material noun. The fourth kind of noun is called material noun. Okay, now what do you mean by material? Material is something with which you make something, something which is used to make something. So names given to things which are used to make something new is called material noun. For example, gold. Gold is a material noun. The necklace is made of gold. So it is telling you that which material has been used to make the necklace. There, for example, a necklace of gold. Okay, so here the word gold is the material from which it has been made, the necklace has been made. Or you can also say the table made of steel. That means steel is the material that has been used to make the table. Or you can also say a pencil box made of wood. So here wood is the material used to make the pencil box. Now pencil box is not a material noun, it is a common noun. Pencil box is a common noun, table is a common noun, necklace is also a common noun, because pencil box, table, necklace you will find all over the world. Okay, whereas gold, steel and wood is the material used to make these things. Okay, so the material noun is the noun given to those things from which we make something new. Okay, and the last kind of noun is called the abstract noun. The fifth kind of noun is called the abstract noun. Okay, now abstract noun means the feelings or the qualities which are in a person, the names which are given to a state of mental being, which is given to the name given to the quality we find in someone or something, like hardness, kindness, loyalty, or bravery, courage, okay, or courageous. So these are all qualities which you find in a person, in an animal, or in a living being. Similarly, happiness, sadness, fear, or cowardness. So these are certain state of mind, you can say, or feelings which someone experiences. So the names given to the qualities you find in a person, or to the state of one's mental being, these words are called abstract nouns. For example, if you come to the quality part, the quality comes like kindness, or bravery, okay, or honesty. Okay, now when it comes to feelings can all the names which are given to your feelings, they also come under abstract nouns. For example, laughter, okay, or fear, or scared, okay. So these are also abstract nouns, right? And there are abstract nouns which can be formed from adjectives or from verbs, like strong is an adjective, so you can form an abstract noun by changing the spelling and adding th, that is strength. Okay, like, then likely, likelihood, or brother, brotherhood. So that's a relation. Okay, or you can say wise, wisdom. Wise is a quality, so you can change it into an abstract noun by adding dom into it and removing e, that is wisdom. So certain the abstract nouns can be formed from adjectives, from verbs, and from common nouns by adding a suffix into it. And when you add a suffix, then the spelling also changes. Now you'll say, ma'am, what is a suffix? Suffix, if you remember, I have explained it last year also. Suffix is a word, a few letters you can say, which are added after the base word to form a new word and which in turn changes the meaning also of that word. Okay, so abstract nouns are the names given of names of a quality or a concept or the state of one's mind. Okay, so these are called abstract nouns. This brings an end to my explanation of nouns to you. Children, in your book, page number 12, you have your second chapter, nouns. What you have to do is you have to watch my video as well as you have to go through the examples, the explanations that are given in your book. Okay, and if you'll see carefully, your book has got exercises. Each exercise is based on one or the other kind of noun. Okay, for example, the first exercise is based on proper noun, common noun. The second exercise is based on collective nouns. So rather than straight away jumping to writing down the answer, what you need to do is you have to first read the explanation that is given before each exercise, go through the examples that are given in the explanation part, and then you try your hand at the exercises. Okay, and remember, you have to do all the exercises of second chapter, that is nouns. You have to do all the exercises of nouns, and when you are doing it, it should be written with a pencil, because after holidays, when you'll be getting your 9th assignment, I'll be starting with the answers of this chapter. Okay, so do your homework with the pencil. All your homework has to be done in the book only, no need to do it in copy. Okay, and make sure that by the time your holidays are over, you have your language book with you. I do not want to hear that excuse that I do not have a language book. Okay, if it's not available with the bookseller, order it online. Like I ordered my son's biology book online, so I got it within a week. Similarly, you have got a lot of time with you, you can order your grammar book online also if it's not available with the bookseller. Okay, so do your homework and be ready with your answers when you'll be getting your 9th assignment video. In that video, you'll be getting the answers. So if there will be any mistake in your answers, you'll be able to correct them if it is written with a pencil. Okay, so all the best, children, for your holidays. Enjoy your holidays, but at the same time study also. Okay, and try to complete your pending assignments and submit them, mail them also to the respective subject teachers. Okay, all the best, children.